Your number one news source for everything pro wrestling is back. Thank you for tuning into this brand new Round 2 Wrestling podcast here the 10th of September, 2024. After taking a week off for the holiday, we are back with a vengeance. No music, no intro this week. We have a lot of information to give out to you, the fan, this week. Without any further hesitation, let's take a listen to the most recent rumors and gossip floating around in the world. This is Round 1, the Pro Wrestling Rumor Mill. Regarding Swerve's new lucrative AEW deal, the Wrestling Observer says, quote, "It was well known that WWE tried to make a play for the Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana act," end quote. Wrestling Observer Live's Brian Alvarez claims that Jon Moxley's new AEW gimmick is inspired by Russell Crowe's character in the 1992 and Australian cult classic Romper Stomper. WWE's Asuka recently re-signed with WWE, according to a PW Insider Elite report. No specifics other than that the injured star's new deal is a long-term offer. While appearing as a guest on Logan Paul's podcast, Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan said he signed a 5-year deal with WWE. Hogan said the contract covers, quote, "the licensing and merchandising stuff and the ambassador stuff, etc., etc., end quote. PW Insider was told that Vince McMahon, quote, "did not have any say over the final edit," end quote, of Netflix's Mr. McMahon documentary series that was released earlier last week. On Keeping It 100, Conrad Thompson said the Mr. McMahon Netflix documentary series is, quote, "an absolute double shovel burial," end quote, of Vince McMahon, and that people at WWE are unhappy with it as it, quote, "hits a piece they don't like," end quote. Fightful Select reports that Shayna Baszler has re-signed with WWE. Her contract was set to expire later this year in 2024, and the new deal recently came together. PW Insider notes there is a long-term deal between Sheamus and WWE that is very close to being done or was just completed. Fightful Select says Cedric Alexander re-signed with WWE under a multi-year deal. This happened earlier this year, apparently, and the news is just now breaking that Alexander has been re-signed. The producers of Netflix's Mr. McMahon documentary reached out to Janelle Grant to interview her for the docuseries, but, quote, "no such interview came to fruition," end quote, a Grant spokesperson told Post Wrestling. That is it for the rumor mill. That is the end of round 1. Let's continue this brand new Round 2 Wrestling podcast by moving right into something a bit more real. This is Round 2 Pro Wrestling News. NFL commentator hilariously botches pro wrestling reference.
Oh my God!
The NFL is back in 2024 with the first slate of games taking place this past week and weekend and concluding last night on Monday Night Football. With stiff competition, the Denver Broncos versus Seattle Seahawks game offered up plenty of exciting moments. During a crucial point in the game, a player delivered a tackle that saw the runner go end over end, flipping onto the field in dramatic fashion. For wrestling fans, the move looked almost something out of a match, something almost like a Panama Sunrise. However, the announcer hilariously referred to it as a Jimmy Snuka suplex or Ricky the Dragon Steamboat suplex, quote unquote. It's important to remember that NFL commentators aren't trained in the intricacies of pro wrestling, but give credit where credit is due, because at least they made the effort to reference some wrestling legends in a pro football contest. Former WWE wrestler's husband arrested for domestic violence.
You what?
WWE star Nikki Garcia, aka Nikki Bella, has released her first statement since her husband's arrest Thursday on domestic violence charges where injuries were reportedly involved. It reads, quote, "This is a private matter, and Nikki asks for privacy for her and her family at this time," end quote. It is unknown if Garcia, the former Nikki Bella in WWE, is a victim, as the Napa County, California Sheriff's Office stated Thursday. The alleged incident, or incidents, took place Thursday morning as local authorities responded to a domestic violence call at a location in Yountville. TMZ reported Friday that Nikki Bella's husband called 911 and requested medical assistance, claiming Garcia threw shoes at him. He then called back and tried to cancel the call, saying he no longer needed medical assistance. Police still showed up at their home within an hour. Bella's husband was arrested and later booked on felony domestic violence charges with bail set at $25,000. We here at Round 2 Wrestling will keep you updated on this news story as updates come out. Olympic gold medalist and former WWE wrestler fails to make NFL team roster.
That's fucking stupid.
Pro wrestler Gable Stevenson's next career move is in question after failing to be signed to the Buffalo Bills practice squad. With no prior experience in football, Stevenson was a long shot to make the Bills roster. He played in 3 preseason games for the team this season. The 24-year-old Stevenson was attempting to make the Bills as a defensive tackle. A former Olympic gold medalist and standout amateur wrestler at the University of Minnesota, Stevenson signed with WWE in 2021 and was released by the company earlier this year in May. His only televised pro wrestling match was a double countout against Baron Corbin at NXT Great American Bash 2023, with Stevenson's performance being poorly received by fans and coaches alike. TNA wrestler found guilty in criminal case.
You what?
According to the Wrestling Observer, a former TNA world champion entered a nolo contendere, aka no contest plea, which in legal terms means the defendant doesn't admit to guilt but accepts a conviction as though a guilty plea had been entered. Following a court hearing regarding his arrest on June 8th, Rich Swann was found guilty this past Wednesday by a Florida court on charges of public intoxication and causing a disturbance, a misdemeanor offense. Swann will be responsible for paying $500 in fines and legal fees and was sentenced to 6 months probation. TNA became aware of his arrest last month, 2 months after the initial incident. In a statement to Post Wrestling, TNA wrote, quote, "TNA Wrestling takes any and all charges against its performers seriously. Rich Swann is responsible for his own personal actions," end quote. As of this report, there is no update on Swann's future with TNA. Musician files lawsuit against WWE Fanatics and WWE champion Cody Rhodes.
You what?
Musician Wesley Eishold, vocalist of the band American Nightmare, has filed a lawsuit against Cody Rhodes, WWE, and Fanatics. The lawsuit, filed on September 4th, alleges that the defendants have broken terms that Rhodes previously agreed to regarding merchandise that use the American Nightmare phrase. Eishold has accused the defendants of breach of contract, including breach of contract and intentional interference with contractual relations. In 2021, Cody Reynolds, aka Cody Rhodes, and AEW came to an agreement with Eishold, in which Reynolds paid the musician $30,000 and in return was able to continue using the American Nightmare moniker under certain conditions. One of those conditions was that Cody Rhodes must be featured on any shirt that uses American Nightmare, and the Rhodes name must be 75% larger than the American Nightmare name. The lawsuit alleges that Rhodes' merchandise with WWE and Fanatics has not adhered to the agreement, with photo evidence showing shirts featuring the American Nightmare text and logo without Cody Rhodes' name. That is the end of Round 2 Pro Wrestling News. We're going to move right into Round 3 title matches. However, warning, this next segment may contain spoilers for your favorite promotions and pay-per-views, including results from the AEW All Out 2024 pay-per-view, NWA 76, Ring of Honor, WWE, NXT, TNA, MLW, GCW, DEFY, Progress, AAA, CMLL, New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Japan Pro Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Noah, Stardom, RevPro, etc., etc. GCW Tag Team Champions Violence is Forever defeated Mother Father to retain the GCW Tag Team titles. GCW World Champion Mance Warner defeated Gringo Loco to retain the GCW World Championship. Future of Stardom Champion Rina defeated Haina to retain the Future of Stardom Championship. Tam Nakano defeated World of Stardom champion Natsuko Tora to become the new World of Stardom champion. Maika defeated Saya Kaimatani to win the Stardom 5-Star Grand Prix Finals. The Country Gentlemen defeated the Fixers and NWA United States Tag Team Champions Daisy Kill and Talos to become the new NWA United States Tag Team Champions. The It Girls defeated NWA Women's World Tag Team Champions, the King Bees, to become the new NWA Women's World Tag Team Champions. Mims defeated Brian Idol, Birch Hill, and Carson Drake to win the vacant NWA National Heavyweight Championship. NWA Women's World Champion Kenzie Page defeated Max the Impaler to retain the NWA Women's World Championship. NWA World Tag Team Champions Knox and Murdoch defeated the Southern Six to retain the NWA World Tag Team titles. Thom Latimer defeated NWA World Heavyweight Champion EC3 to become the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion. AEW Women's Champion Mariah May defeated Nyla Rose to retain the AEW Women's Championship. AEW Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada defeated Kyle Fletcher to retain the AEW Continental Championship. AEW World Tag Team Champions the Young Bucks defeated the Blackpool Combat Club to retain the AEW World Tag Team titles. AEW International Champion Will Ospreay defeated PAC to retain the AEW International Championship. AEW Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada defeated Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, and Konosuke Takeshita to retain the AEW Continental Championship. AEW TBS Champion Mercedes Moné defeated Hikaru Shida to retain the AEW TBS Championship. AEW World Heavyweight Champion Bryan Danielson defeated Jack Perry to retain the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. MLW Women's World Featherweight Champion Janai Kai defeated Hanako to retain the MLW Women's World Featherweight Championship. Contra Unit defeated MLW World Tag Team Champions Cozy Max to become the new MLW World Tag Team Champions. GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions Hayata and Yohei defeated Lycos Gym to retain the GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. Progress World Champion Luke Jacobs defeated Masa Kitayama and Yosuke Inumura to retain the Progress World Championship. GHC World Heavyweight Champion Kaito Kayoyama defeated Ricky Knight Jr. to retain the GHC World Heavyweight Championship. Never Openweight Champion Haner defeated Hiromu Takahashi to retain the Never Openweight Championship. That is the end of this week's Round 2 Wrestling. I am SlimmDa KID, and I personally want to thank you for tuning in to this brand new podcast.